You don't. Money is useless until it is used. $1 billion or 1 billion friends. Which would you take? You don't need money, dude. You need people. People have the next money you want. We're told this as a little kid. Don't show off. If you get too big, you're going to get attacked. Nobody's telling us get so big that no attack can bother you. You should put money in the marketing. You should promote yourself, not put money in where you and the kids live. Your house does not make you money. Promote, promote, promote. If I died today, Elena and the kids will not have to worry about money. 2008, all I had to worry about was money. I had a $60 million lawsuit hit me. I felt like a traitor, like a loser. My life was unmanageable, but I wasn't powerless. I'm a spiritual being, having a human experience. I know there's something I get to come back to. You can't kill me. I'm immortal.
For you, it's all what gives you your strength and impact and motivation.
It's my spiritual development first is more important than the money, marriage, or the kids.
But you couldn't build this empire without Elena.
Without a doubt. People need anchors. Look at me now. I've always wanted to help people. I've always wanted people to help me. I want to create heaven on earth. We're all on one planet. We're all one face.
Let's go. Let's go. Good morning, family. Rise and shine. Another blessed and grateful day. Merry Christmas. I hope all of you had a very great time with your families. You had some time to go ahead and sit back, relax, and recharge your battery a little bit. Spend some time with your loved ones. So wishing everybody a Merry Christmas. Hope you guys had a great time yesterday. And we are getting ready to wrap up the end of 2022. Oh my goodness, coming at the last couple of days, the last little home stretch before we go ahead and dive into what I believe is going to be one of the biggest, most phenomenal, most abundant years that all of us have ever experienced. I'm going to talk about it in today's training. So let me go ahead and get live on IG. But before we go ahead and dive into today's topic on preparing for 2023, getting into a little bit of the 10X rule from Grant Cardone, what is everybody grateful for coming in to today? Grateful for God, grateful to be alive. I'm so grateful for the mind, for the body, for the spirit. I've been getting really intentional and deep with these morning rituals. It's honestly been 100. Let me see where we're at. We are on day 149, right? Going to keep it documented so we can keep going on this journey together. So drop down what day on the journey everybody's on as far as your challenges go. I see Shane actually just finished up his 30-day challenge with the Magic. So I know that was a game changer for you getting through. So I'm so excited to see what comes after that one. So let's go ahead and get into it for today. Preparing for 2023. Okay. All right, fam. So let's go ahead and get into it. So today we're going to be talking about preparing for 2023, and I'm gonna stretch everybody's thinking a little bit today. Honestly, Sean woke me up a little bit this morning, and I'm right on the same wave, right? I believe truly this is going to be a year to remember, a year to go ahead and have in the books, because this is one we're going to step into full throttle. So here we go. First couple of things, he opened up the call this morning, and it hit me like a brick. I'm telling you, he wasn't even playing around, getting right into the day. So here's what he was talking about, okay? If you don't define, and this is getting into, we're going to start off talking a little bit about your brand, okay? At the end of the day, your brand, right, us, your name, yourself, is one of the most powerful things that any of us can go ahead and take the time to create coming into 2023. And I wholeheartedly believe this. And I've been the type of person, going through 4 years of college. I have my bachelor's degree in marketing. So I've been able to understand how important this is as well, because any great product that you see, it doesn't matter how great the product is. It doesn't matter how much service is actually behind it. You see, if nobody knows who you are a ghost. So it became really important for me to take the time to realize, okay, what do I stand for? What are my core beliefs? And what do I want to go ahead and make an impact for going forward. So the same thing goes for everybody else, right? What do you stand for? If I were to ask you right now, your pillars, right? What are your 5 to 6 pillars of core values that you stand by? Integrity, being honest, passionate, work ethic, enthusiasm, bringing the energy, right? What are some of your main characteristics that you embody? Okay, as far as your brain goes, when people see you from the outside in, what do they instantly think about you when your brain thinks about that brand, right? If we think about anything, Nike, just do it, right? Apple, you get the logo. So anything that we look at that has depth, there's a story behind it. So your brand, yourself, you have a story, and I promise you, to take the time to really start getting serious about it, it's going to change everything for me, right? When I first started at the beginning, my brand, right, because my whole life I was an athlete. I played all of the sports pretty much except soccer. Soccer is forbidden in my family, but 22, right? 22 was actually the number that I wore my whole life. All my family lineage wore, the past 3 generations. So my brand for the longest time was Define 22. Right. But as I started to grow and as I started to look at other brands and start creating my own, I realized it was time for me to step into a whole new me. Right. 1111 paint your vision. Start envisioning and embodying a higher version of myself. And to be honest, sports, right, as far as taking it to the next level, I broke my collarbone in college. I realized I couldn't really take sports that much farther at a professional level. So I had to go ahead and develop another side of myself. I started figuring out, who am I without being athletic? Right. And I had to figure out right here, the brain, the 6 inches between the ears. This is what I had to start really focusing on. And I created Define Dreams, right? Because I realized getting out of college, most people have never defined their own dreams. Okay. So for you guys on the call, I realized that for most of us, some of us have kept the same usernames for a long time. But I'm going to be honest, if you have your sports number in your name, I love it. But the truth be told, it might be time to start thinking and stepping into the higher version of yourself. When you're speaking on stage, do you want to be named as Johnny Gonzalez 77? Okay. So I want you to start thinking about this, right? Because your handle, this is your brand. This is what people are going to think about. This handle should be everywhere. This should be your Instagram. This should be your Twitter. This should be your LinkedIn. This should be all over the place. So your brand can very well be your name, right? Your first, your last name, however you want to do it. Or you can actually go ahead and create something like myself. So figure out something that tailors to you. But this is part of success. This is why the greats say 1% of people think, 2% of people think they think, 98% of people don't think at all. So guess what? It's going to take you having to think a little bit to create your brand. But I promise you it's going to be worth it, because once you have a brand, you can take that anywhere, right? You can supply anything once you have a brand. Okay. So here was the couple things that from this morning's meditation that really started triggering how we can start thinking about our brand in 3 different types of ways, right? Identity. What is our identity when somebody sees us? Number 2, what kind of influence are we giving on a daily basis? Are we giving out spiritual? Are we giving out education, right? Are we giving out products? What type of influence are we giving out? Health and fitness, okay? So we can start to go ahead and spiderweb this and get this on paper so we can start to analyze exactly who our dot is and who we actually want to be speaking to, because this is the next part in creating a brand. Who is your dot? If you were to create an avatar and you were to really think about it, what is the dot that you guys are speaking to? And when you understand this, I'm going to tell you right now, everything starts to change, because now you know how to speak to that person. You know what their fears are. You know what frustrates them. Because at the end of the day, for myself, right, for the dream team, here's what we know. Most people clocking into a job, they're not excited to go to work tomorrow. They're not excited to have their boss tell them what to do. They're not excited to go clock in to make 10, 12, 15 an hour. Now, we're not talking down on jobs, right? We're always up on opportunity, but that's just the truth. The fact of the matter is, most people are looking for another streams of income. So I know what their fears are, right? People can get fired in a second. People can have life come up and they're not gonna be able to pay their bills. So I know what their fears, I know what frustrates them. But guess what? I also know the other side. I know the solution. I know what they can actually go ahead and do something different to start creating another stream of income. So if you know what someone's fears are, you know what their frustrations are, and you have a solution, this is how the billion, trillion, $1 million companies are created. They found a problem, found a solution, they put it together, right? Something so simple. I was just thinking about it this morning. I'm gonna put it on my e-commerce store. How many of you guys hate washing your dishes with a dirty sponge? I don't know about you guys, but honestly, I don't like that word, but I highly, highly dislike having to wash the dishes with a dirty sponge that we use all the time and having to do that every day. So guess what I found online? I found a little handle and you attach a sponge right on the end of it. And now you never have to touch the dishes. You never have to touch anything. You just scrub it, put it up, put it in the dishwasher. It's good to go. Well, guess what? There was a problem, right? Something that that highly frustrated me. Found a solution, and guess what? Whoever's been selling that product on Amazon has been made millions of dollars just in the past month and a half on Amazon, right? Just doing Facebook ads. So it just goes to show that anybody can go ahead and create a major solution when you understand what people's problems are. And this is what a brand is. This is what our brand essentially does. We are problem solvers. Okay. So I love this. This was all great things that we were diving into for today. And here's the other thing. Okay. Let me see if I can go ahead and pull this up for everybody. Let me see. Okay. Boom. Here we go. So here was the question that Sean was talking about this morning. And I'm going to be honest, I did this for a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in with everybody. How many people hit the snooze button in the morning? Drop a 3 down below if you're the type of person to smash the snooze button in the morning. Okay. I'm not going to lie. I was a snoozer for a very long time. This was me. So here's the way Sean put it this morning. He said, if so many of us are so, and think about it like this, if we even go to sleep, right, we intentionally set an alarm the night before to go ahead and wake up. John, LOL. Watch this. This hit me hard, right? Put your shoes on because I might step on some toes. He said, if we're so easily ready to go ahead and hit the snooze button on the alarm, this is probably why a lot of us are so easily ready to hit the snooze button on our success for our dreams. Because how we do anything is how we do everything. And this hit me like a brick because it really made sense. For so long, I wasn't doing the deep work. I wasn't getting up early enough. I really wasn't getting on to listen, to take notes intensely, to really be able to plug in, to take one nugget to go and implement it in today. Like I would be listening, but I wasn't really listening. I wasn't really there. And I kept wondering why some people that had the same information, the same products, the same tools, the same academy, and they're having these insane quantum leaps. And I kept wondering, what is the difference? The deep work. The deep work ended up being the true differentiator, right? So as I started to go along, this is things that I had to realize along the journey, okay? So here's a little bit deeper. Here's how Sean carried this out. Give me about 5 more minutes, but this is deep. This is where it really gets serious for today. You ready? Here's what he said. This is going to get you guys a little nervous thinking about it. I'm not even going to lie, okay? How much money in the past 10 years do you think you've made? In the past 10 years, all the money that's flown through your bank account, how much money do you think that you've made? 50,000, 100,000, 200,000. And watch how interesting this is. Here's what he said. In 2023, if you truly believe in yourself with the right mentorship, really, really diving into the deep work, doing the yoga, doing the meditation, doing the journaling, not just doing it to truly align the mind, body, and spirit, you can make in 2023 what you've made in the past 10 years combined. Drop a 2 down below if you believe that. In 2023, if you were to step into the highest version of yourself, do you believe that you can make what you've made in the past decade combined? Drop a 2 down below. This is very serious conversation. And guess what? This is not coming from a place of, oh, cool, he heard this on a Zoom call. Oh, cool, he read this in a book. This is coming from somebody who actually did it. I did it. Family, it's documented. Go scroll down on my Instagram. I was living out of my car in 2015. I was $30K in debt. I had no job, okay? By 2016, started learning how to trade. Made 6 figures trading in the year of 2016. In the year of 2017, you guys already know, I ended up getting onto the news. So when I tell you, in a matter of a year's time, I promise you, before that, I had never made more than $10 an hour. I used to work 60 hours a week, never made more than $10 an hour. Believe it or not, that's pretty much less than $20,000 a year, ever. And that was only for a couple years, because before that, I was playing sports my whole life. So I was just doing little side hustles to make money here and there. So in a matter of 1 year, I way outdid what I did in 10 years. In 2016, and 2017. And that was just the start. That was just a preview of a confirmation to know what is really possible when you get aligned. For so many of us, we're moving like this and we're wondering why we're not getting what we envision. Sean says it every day. Everything that we want is as close as our skin. So what's the difference? Just getting in alignment, getting everything in alignment, right? Being able to see it and feel it before it even happens. Okay. So if you can truly feel this, if you can truly believe this, 2023 is wide open for you. You can do it within if you saw the numbers that is going down inside of these group chats, you guys would be absolutely baffled right now. Okay. Chris Reeve just made $200,000 in the month of December. Selling one product, selling one or two products. That's just one store. That's not including his 5 to 10 other stores, right? And one day, Natalia just made 6 figures. She made $100,000 in one day trading with funded accounts. So family, I'm here to tell you, this is the time to stretch your thinking. This is the time to stretch your vision, stretch your goals, stretch anything that you've thought of before, because I promise you, this can be the year. This is the breakout year to go ahead and reap the reward of all of the seeds that we've been planting over the years, right? Your experience adds up. Wisdom is in you, right? Now it's being able to, now it takes taking action to go ahead and let this wisdom take place. So this is big. So let's go ahead and get in a little bit deeper to go ahead and finish off today's call. Here's how we dove in, okay? Here's how we started to end it. Ask this question right now, okay? So I got you thinking about it, got your wheels turning on it. Now ask the question, is it probable and is it possible? Is it possible for you to go ahead and make 10x what you've made in the past 10 years? Absolutely. Is it probable? Absolutely. You know what the difference is? Being able to believe it. That's the hardest part about all of this. Making 6 figures is not hard. Making 7 figures is not difficult. The difficult part about it is believing. The hardest part about it is getting in alignment to actually believe that you can achieve abundance like that. You can go out and outdo anything that your family's ever done in the entire lineage of what's been born before you. That's the truth. Just like in the Matrix, Neo, if you look at Neo is the one. The one. I believe you are the one in your family to go ahead and break the chains of poverty, break the chains of limited thinking, break the chains of living average. Because if you're on this call, you're not here to be average. You're here to make a dent. You're here to go ahead and truly outdo what it is that you've thought you ever could do before. So to go ahead and end it off with this, I want to give you guys a question, okay? As far as your potential goes, as far as your capability goes, this is deep. Sean smacked me. Sean gave me a cyber slap with this morning. As far as your potential goes, your capabilities, how much of your capability do you believe that you've actually tapped into thus far in your life? I put this in the chat this morning because this is one of the biggest things I took away from this morning. How much of your potential on a scale of 1 to 100% do you believe that you've tapped into this far? Go ahead and drop it down below. The consolidation period is over. The uptrend is here. That's right. You know what my answer was this morning? Some people said 70. Some people said 60. Some people, you know what I said? I said 50. I've tapped into 50% of my potential. That's what I believe. You know what Sean said? Lady Boss Nikki says 10. IG, what do you guys say? How much potential do you believe that you tapped into in your life? You know what Sean cyber slapped me with? He said 50%. You know what's funny? You haven't. JoJo says 40. You know what's funny? You haven't even tapped in close to. There we go. Shane Julian said 40, 50. He said you haven't even tapped into close. The answer is 30. You haven't even tapped into close to 30% of your potential. I was like, yo, talk about a slap over the internet. But it's true. I believe it. He said the deep work that really needs to be done, the inner work, to be able to not just understand, but to be able to understand life. Woo! We are not even close. We are not even close. But that's the beauty of it. This is why literally in 2023, we can literally go out in a matter of a year, go out and make 6 figures, if that's what you desire. Whatever it is, I don't know what your number is. Whatever you made in the past 10 years, could be 50, could be 100, 200, whatever that number is. You can 10x that next year, 2023 by stepping into the highest version of yourself. I believe that. I know that. I've seen it. I've experienced it. So there's no doubt in my mind whether or not I know if that can happen to you. The question is, do you believe it can happen for you? So as we close off today's call, I want you guys to think about this. The fastest way to go ahead and achieve this 10X, right? This 10X rule that we're talking about, believe it or not, right? One of the most important things that anybody should understand is residual income. If you knew the power of residual income, you would run through brick walls to go ahead and get it. And I'll give you the acronym. I never forgot this once I learned. It's residual income. Write this down. RICH. RICH. Residual income creates happiness. Poor. Passing over opportunity repeatedly. So residual income. Most people, they have to pay $200,000 just to be able to have a house to get $1,500 a month. Do you realize you can go out and achieve $1,000 in a month in a matter of 30 days? You can achieve $5,000 a month in a matter of 90 days. That's possible. That's real. By March Madness, you can be making $5,000 a month residually inside of your business, without a doubt. We're not even talking about trading. We're not talking about e-commerce. We're not talking about investing. We're not talking about crypto. We're not talking about income from social media, from monetizing your Facebook and your Instagram reels. Family, there is so much right here at our fingertips when you understand what it is that we're capable of, and we start to realize how much. I was thinking about it over this weekend. How much time is being wasted just on little tedious things that we don't even think about? That when we double down on our business, on these skill sets, it's unreal the quantum leaps that's going to happen in 2023. Making your podcasts, making your episodes, right? I'm about to start getting episodes going every single Monday. I might pick out different days throughout the week to go ahead and start getting in as well. But you're going to see that's going to be dropping in the new year. Every Monday, we're going to have episodes dropping. And that comes from nothing but a decision. So to go ahead and wrap up today's call, family, what do you want out of 2023? Success to everybody is different. I'm not going to be able to tell you what success is for you, but my question for you is to start thinking about that for yourself. What would get you fired up? What would be something that would get you up in the morning that you don't ever have to hit the snooze button again? I don't know if you realize this. When you hit the snooze button and you go back to sleep, you're literally, every time that you do that, you're triggering your brain to go right back into a state of disbelief because you're telling yourself to do something and we're going right back to going back on our words. So what business do you need to be in 6 months from now? I paid $1,000 for a 12-week training from Sean Murphy. And inside of the first week, this is one of the biggest questions that he asked. What business do you need to be in the next 6 months? Because business is all about timing. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but real estate is all about location. Business is all about timing. You see, it's not about just what business are we in. It's about what business are we going to be in the next 6 months, what's about to take place over this next recession, over the next year. Family, we are so well positioned, it's not even funny. So well positioned. This is why I truly understand this. When the promise is clear, the price is easy. People ask me, D, how are you still going 5 years later? You know why? The promise is easy when the promise is clear, the price is easy. I made the promise in 2017. I planted my flag. I'm going all in. I'm learning these skill sets. And I know for a fact, it's not a matter of if people are going to want to learn how to trade, get into crypto, learn about e-commerce, start making money from home. To me, it was just a matter of when. And it still is a matter of when. Time just has to catch up. So this is my training for everybody today, family. This really got me thinking. This really got me in the mode of getting my goals down, of really getting intentional. Same thing. Just like last year, we wrote a congratulations letter to ourselves for the whole year of 2022. And as I go back and read that, there's a lot of things that I wrote that I didn't quite get there yet, but that's okay. That's what life is about, right? If you aim high, and I'd rather aim high and miss than aim low and hit them all, okay? But we're going to stretch this year. We're going to stretch really big coming in 2023. And I want to give you guys a tactical couple of books that you guys can go ahead and grab to put in your library if you haven't grabbed these yet. These are 4 to 5 books that have really changed my perspective over the past handful of years. If you haven't dove into them, feel free to go ahead and take them all for yourself, okay? Number 1, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Okay, this is huge. Life is a game of communication. Life is a game of networking. Life is a game of relationships. And if you get really great at relationships, if you get great at communicating, there's no limit to what it is that we can go out and achieve and impact. Okay, so How to Win Friends and Influence People. This is a phenomenal book about learning how to speak, learning how to create relationships, and building bonds. Okay, number 2, The Science of Getting Rich. Waddle D. Waddles, right? He talks about it's not about doing certain things. It's about doing things in a certain way. That's what's so funny about success. Success is not just one change and then we take off, right? It's about maybe making these couple little tweaks that end up creating this huge ripple effect that end up compounding down the road. All right, number 3, the magic of thinking big. This is what we're doing today. I'm stretching the brain, right? Being able to 10x whatever it is that we've been thinking. Let's go ahead and 10x that. The past decade, whatever we've made, yeah, let's go ahead and 10x that in the next 365 days. Why? Because it's possible. Why? Because if we become more, we can do more, right? So it just takes us getting into a little bit into the deep work to go ahead and make this manifest. And one of the last couple books, right? 1 and 2, Ask and It Is Given. And the last one is going to be called The Magic, okay? The Secret is one of the greatest books ever written, but The Magic, if you really want to dive in and learn about gratitude and how powerful it can actually work for you. Shane actually just knocked out his 30-day challenge. So Shane, you know, if you want to go ahead and drop what that did for you in the past 30 days, I know it did some phenomenal things. So excited to hear about it. But family, with that being said, that's my training for everybody. I hope you guys are excited for 2023. I hope you have made your promise to yourself. It's just like we say, when the promise is clear, the price is easy. Doesn't matter what price we have to pay, right? Doesn't matter. We're willing to do whatever it takes to go ahead and make it happen. So family, I love you guys. If nobody told you today, I'm proud of you. I appreciate you. I'm so blessed and grateful to be on this journey with you. I love you guys so much. Just know we are the candles to go ahead and be the light into the world. So family, if you got any value from today, go ahead and smash that like button. Drop some 7s down below for sure. It made me look at gratitude in a whole different light. I love it. That's what it's about. Perfect timing. So glad to see it. That warms my heart. I love it. So family, it is your favorite entrepreneur, Define Dreams. Remember, you can be, do, and have anything that you can hold in your mind. I promise you, you can hold it right here in your hand. The only thing that's left is for time to catch up. I will see you tomorrow on another episode with Rise and Shine with Define. Let's get to work, family. You already know. It's game time. Let's finish strong.